change your name property on the left hand side here. PGC is a good one to use. And then we're going to go to the structure over here. You see it says PGC. We're going to right click, new page. Right click, do it again 2 times. Right click, new page. And then right click, new page. I'm only putting 4 tab sheets on. You can have more because it says we have to have at least 2 methods of authentication. And my tab sheet 2 and 3 is going to be for the 2 methods. You can choose more. My tab sheet 4 is going to be reports, and tab sheet 1 is going to be my home page. So you right click on PGC there on the structure list and click on new page. And we put in 4 pages. This is the minimum requirements. Okay, I'm going to start moving on now soon. Now you're going to put these names of your own names, okay? I'm just putting suggestions here. You're going to use your own names for everything. You can't copy my names. You have to use your own names. So here, for tab sheet 1, I'm going to go to the name property, and we're not changing the captions, we're just changing the names. And of course there's a limit for this, you know, TBS home, or TBS main, or TBS start, either one of those 3. The name of the tab sheet is important. TBS for tab sheet, and then whatever name you want, home, start, or begin, or main page. You can use any one of those names. This TBS tab sheet I'm going to use for password, TBS password. The next tab sheet, I think I can either do TBS pictures, let's do TBS pictures, or we can do TBS code, like a 4-digit code. But I think I'm going to use pictures, and, well, I'll add another tab sheet because I think I want to do mathematical calculations. So this tab sheet 4, name property, I'm going to call it TBS math. You only need 2 types of authentication. So I'm using password and pictures, or I'll use math, I don't know. And then the tab sheet, the last one, I'm going to call that TBS. Oh, by the way, it's very important that you make sure you click on the tab sheet itself. Because on the left hand side, you see PGC, TBS home, TBS password, TBS pictures, TBS math, TBS reports. You click on them on the left hand side here in the structure list. If you don't, you could so easily click on PGC, and then what do? If you go and put something on the page control itself, it's going to go everywhere, and you don't want that. It's a mess. So you only want to put things on the tab sheet itself. So we're going to click on the left hand side on these tab sheets, click on them, click on them, click on them, click on them. See? There they are. And I'm not changing the caption. And you don't change the caption. You know why? Because when you finished your programming and you're happy with your program, you're going to set the tab visible property to false. The tab visible property to false. Look there, look what happens. Tab visible, not visible, tab visible. It just takes the tab away. We want to keep the tabs there while we're busy programming, because it's easier to find the tab sheets that we're looking for in our program, but we take the tab visible property, set it to false here when we finished everything. And the reason for that is to create a streamlined appearance. We do not want tabs in the program. It's very unprofessional. So we're now going to go to our button, and this is what's going to help make it happen, the streamline effect. We're going to click on the button and then click it here. Can you see I left a space underneath here? The page control is separate to this button here. The page control is another little form on top of the form. The button is outside the page control. I'm going to call it a name, and every single button that you use must have a name. BTN, I'm now saying BTN go home. You can call it BTN main page or BTN start, because BTN go home must navigate to the home page. And how do we do that? We're going to double click the button. And we're going to say PGC dot active page colon equals TBS and what you called your home page. I think I called mine home. Maybe you called it TBS start or TBS main or whatever. Okay, now there's one very important thing that we must do before we carry on, besides save all. We can go file and save all, because we need to constantly save. But there's another very important thing that we must do in our program, and that is to make sure that when this program runs for the first time, when we start running the program, we want the home page to open, don't we? So we're going to make that happen in the on activate or on show or on open. Well, I normally use on activate. So you click on your form, make sure you've selected your form, form 1, and then go to events and then on activate. Double click inside the little box next to on activate. And then copy and paste the code for the PGC active page equals go home. Copy and paste that into that begin and end.